Here.
Fabricant.
Here.
Ms. McBride.
Here. Mr. Rice.
Here.
Special guests.
We got Whittier Elementary, I believe. Is that correct? Okay.
I'll go get them.
We do have this slide now. We can see it.
Good evening. I'm Brenda Walker, the principal at Whittier Elementary. This is a few of our kindergarten classes. We have several that were out sick today, and this is how many were willing to come out on a cold Monday evening and join us. And they are going to sing for you, I believe, 2 songs.
Awesome.
You can face the parents.
We can see them here live.
in the-
Face the parents.
Yeah, look at the phones. Get up there.
I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Oh, skidamarinka-dinka-dee, skidamarinka-doo. I love you. Skidamarink.
And I believe they have a little gift for each of you board members. Our music teacher is Amanda Spanicle, and her assistant is Cheryl Tate. Cheryl helps with our kindergarten who go out and do singing Valentine's usually on Valentine's Day, but this year it'll be on Thursday.
And all the money we raised goes to
Thank you.
Thank you.
Over here.
such a good job.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Valentine. Carla's. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Bye, good job. We're gonna take a picture real quick, then tell us what to do.
As usual.
All right. A little bit more? Everyone scoot this way.
You guys.
We're raising, is this on? We're raising money for Food for Kids, and that's what our donations go for.
Thank you.
I believe you have another school.
Yep. We'll let these.
Yeah, they'll leave.
At this time, we also have Mr. Glasgow with.
Y'all can go in.
Yeah, y'all go ahead.
You're
Well,
more
he's-
than welcome to stay, but this is now where you can escape free.
You're gonna get an audit report in a minute. You know you want to escape.
I am so offended.
I should say that after you leave, not before.
Wait till I
Yeah, we can do it first. I am Callan Glasgow, the principal at Eisenhower Middle School, and we're just going to show a short 2-minute video our broadcasting team put together on some things that are going on at Eisenhower Middle School. Go ahead, man.
You got it over here. I did good. Lynn's good.
So that video, that was completely student driven. And before I forget, our Special Olympics, which our Partners Club was in there, but the Lawton Ambucks donated $1,000 to them last Thursday when we were virtual. So they went down there and got to accept that. So that was a really good thing, just to raise money for that. So I want to give a shout out to that. Few highlights of some things we have going on. I feel like this is a big thing. I don't know what it was like before I got there. This is my 3rd year there. Our ADM, which is our average daily membership of Eisenhower, we're at 96%. So if we say we have 1,000 students, roughly 960. So we're going every day. So it's a really good thing we've got going on. Our media team, so everything that you see here, and they did a time with Heim. He got to see a little bit about them, but they're completely student driven, so they come up with their own projects of what they're going to do. The students, they work together, and they have been used by the district on their channel more than any other school, so I'm being told. So that speaks volumes for what they're doing. Our broadcasting team is phenomenal. We're live streaming almost every event now in the middle school, so we're one of the few middle schools, if not the only middle school, that's actually live streaming the events. They're pretty interesting to see when we host a guest speaker or a concert or anything. They've all got their headsets on, and I mean, it's a full media production going on. It's really cool to see. So if you ever get a chance to stop by, I would encourage you to do it. It's amazing. They did want me to say that they truly appreciate the help and the advice that they've gotten from LPS. So I know that the district just provided 4 more MacBooks, or I think it's MacBooks that they got. Very expensive, but it's going to be very beneficial to the program. So thank you.
I was going to say, when they came and did the podcast, they took the opportunity to ask for something.
Mr. Heim says if you ask, we'll try to get it. So we appreciate it. So thank y'all for that. And then the other thing I wanted to touch on is our TAP program. So we're really making a push toward the TAP programs, and our woodworking went in a different direction this year. We've got a new teacher, and it is just taking off and going crazy. We're fully embedded in the TSA organization. So Mr. Kimbrell and Mr. Wayman have taken over that program and done some amazing things. Our farm to table is expanding, and now we're at the farmers market. So that's a really cool thing going on. And we actually just got notified today. Mr. McPhail asked, hey, can the farm to table sell eggs during the parent teacher conferences? Sure, we'll set them up a spot. So we're going to sell some eggs during the parent teacher conferences, and they're really working hard to do
That
it.
went up on the price.
Everything's going up.
I worry about the chickens being stolen.
That's one of the things. So we upgraded from a little bitty chicken coop at the beginning of the year, and now we're holding 25, 30 chickens. So it's really cool things going on. I would encourage y'all to stop by and come out and see it. So it's a beautiful place. Any questions for me on what's going on?
No.
I'm excited about it. I feel like we've grown a lot over the last 3
Thank
years.
you.
So
Yeah, thank you for coming.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Mr. Superintendent, your report.
Yep, next, we got the presentation of our audit ending June 30th of 2024. Miss Mary Johnson.
You always make me have to go after all the interesting stuff.
Hey, but Lance is on here later on down, so you're good.
Oh, he's more boring than I am.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. You're good, because we got
I'm
Lance
good.
later on.
That's right. Good evening. Just a few short comments about the June 30, 2024 audit. I will remind you that the financial statements and related notes are the responsibility of management. Our responsibility as auditors is to provide an opinion of reasonable assurance that the amounts and disclosures are reasonable and not materially misstated. That is not absolute assurance, so it's reasonable assurance. That is what the first audit report covers related to the financial statements. There is a second report that we're required to give you over government auditing standards that's required under Oklahoma statutes. And with it, we cover the work that we use during planning of the audit related to internal control and compliance with contracts, laws, and regulations. Our purpose in that report is not to give you an opinion, but to point out to you any significant and material areas that we noted during the audit to bring to your attention. You will note that we've referred to several conditions in that particular report that came out as part of the audit. And as always, management responds to those recommendations that we make. and in an attempt to at least reduce the level of materiality of the condition. The third report that is included is because you spent more than $750,000 in federal money. It's called a single audit report. The programs that we audit are based on a risk-based criteria that the federal government gives us, and it rotates programs through based on their size. This year, I believe we had 4 programs that we audited. One of them did have an adverse compliance opinion. It happens to be a program that repeated from last year, so before you get overly concerned about that caused the repeat because of the timing of getting it corrected before this audit year. But in all cases, the management provides us a corrective action plan that we then provide to the State Department and the federal government in terms of how those findings are going to be and conditions are going to be handled. It's just a normal part of the audit process. And with that, that's all I need to tell you.
Any questions from anyone? Thank you, Mary, once again.
Next on the list, here we go. Receive bids for the purchase of $12,380,000 in general obligation bonds, Series 2025A of the district, and vote to award said bonds to the lowest bidder, complying with the notice of sale instruction to bidders, or to reject all bids. So I believe on that one, we have to vote to receive the bid of
12.
Key Bank Capital Markers.
Yes,
One on
sir.
the top, okay, somebody make a motion.
Somebody make a
Second.
motion? Second. All in favor?
Yeah, we got a call.
I'll call a roll, yeah. Oh,
Our president's not here
Nyworth.
today. Patty's been the president
Here.
many times.
Yes.
She's good.
Ms. Fabrica?
yes.
Ms. McBride? Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Consider and take action with respect to a resolution providing for the issuance of the general obligation bonds, Series 2025A, in the sum of $12,380,000 by Independent School District Number 8 of Comanche County, Oklahoma, authorized at an election duly called and held for such purpose, prescribing form of bonds, providing for registration thereof, providing for levy of annual tax for the payment of principal and interest on the same, and fixing other details of the issue, approving the forms of a continuing disclosure agreement and an official statement, and authorizing execution and actions necessary for the issuance and delivery of the bonds.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call a roll?
Ms. Nyworth?
Yes.
Ms. Fabrica?
Yes.
Ms. McBride? Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Receive bids for the purchase of $620,000 of general obligation taxable Series 2025B of the district, and vote to award said bonds to the lowest bidder, complying with the notice of sales and instructions to bidders, or reject all bids. And the lowest bidder was UMB Bank.
Make a motion, we approve.
Call the roll?
Was that Amanda?
Amanda, yeah.
Ms. Nyworth?
Yes.
Ms. Fabrica?
Yes.
Ms. McBride? Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Consider and take action with respect to a resolution providing for the issuance of general obligations bonds, taxable Series 2025B, in the sum of $620,000 by Independent School District Number 8 of Comanche County, Oklahoma, authorized at an election duly called and held for such purpose, prescribing form of bonds, providing for registration thereof, providing for levy of an annual tax for the payment of principal and interest on the same, and fixing other details of the issue, approving the forms of a continuing disclosure agreement and an official statement, and authorizing execution and actions necessary for the issuance and delivery of the bonds.
Motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, call the roll?
Ms. Nyworth?
Yes.
Ms. Fabrica?
Yes.
Ms. McBride? Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Thank you.
Y'all are a model of efficiency. So all I'll say is I do want to say thank you to Lance. He makes our job very easy as we go through the rating process. One of the reasons it's easier for us to get reaffirmed at the rating we are, the reasons you guys see such a low interest rate, which saves the district a substantial amount of money. So thank you, Lance, for that. And with that, thank you for making it so easy on us too, moving along. Thank you.
Now we're back up to
5G.
5B.
G.
We're going to be we're on that bond.
Oh,
Lance
you
is
at
gonna-
the bond go?
I skipped Lance because
Poor Lance.
Trying to help these guys out. so
Yeah,
they didn't
he
have to
sure
say
did.
that.
Yeah, Lance.
Hopefully my battery's on. All I wanted to do today was come to you and visit with you a little bit just about the history of the bonds and the items that have been voted on by our constituency. There are a number of items that we've utilized over the last several years. So what you would see is we do have a municipal tax that was passed in 2010 and again in 2015. And then we had the bond elections in 2004, 2014, and 2017. When it comes to the municipal tax, we received $17.8 million between the years of 2010 and 2019. And that was used to do HVAC, buses. We purchased 42 buses during that time period. Repairs, renovations, and then maintenance equipment. There were other items there. There were, I think, some windows and things like that done, but that was part of the repairs. I think it's interesting to note that after the 2010 and 2015 tax elections that we were included on, for some reason, and I don't really know why, but Lawton Public Schools was excluded from the 2020 and the 2024 municipal sales tax elections. I think that's a little bit disappointing for my chair just because of the impact that it has on our district and our kids. Then we get to the bonds. The 2014 bond was $28 million. 7.1 million of that was transportation equipment, including buses, and then $21 million for facility repairs, classrooms, and program equipment. Next would be the 2017 bond. This is obviously, I'm assuming this is the largest bond ever passed in Lawton, but nearly $100 million. Great way that our community has supported the district. But 99.5 million, and then there were obviously categories. So the first category was Eisenhower Middle School. That was clearly the most significant expenditure. You see there just some of the progress and the way that that's being utilized today. But that was 46 million set aside, and we used a lease purchase to do that. Then you had the safe rooms, 14.5 million. There's a list of 8 safe rooms that were completed right off the bat, but the budget was very tight at that time. So we completed those 8, and we have held off. At this moment, what we've done, we've talked to, we have a bond committee, Mr. Heim. Anyway, there's a number of us that have talked about it. Ridgecrest has been on the list of a high need for a safe room and a gym for some time, and we're able to do that now. So what you see there is that is being completed as we speak. I believe it's on a PO tonight. I believe that you guys will approve. Okay, but a significant change, and that would be the last safe room that we can do from this particular bond. And there's a couple of renditions of the safe room and what it would look like. And then the balance of the bond election is 39 million, and that is for a wide variety of items, classroom materials, equipment, upgrades to sites, and as you see them there. There are $41 million worth of bonds left to sell. And it's significant to know that there's 13 million that we sold today or tonight, 28.7 million between now and 2028. But the lease purchase takes up obviously a large portion of that. We have to pay off Eisenhower and those safe rooms, so that's 26.8 million as we would pay it off each year, but then final payoff would be in 2028. This is a restatement, but of the balance of the funds, Ridgecrest is on this. The high school auditorium renovations would be there for the 3 high schools. We're anticipating that to be 3.5 million. I think that's probably low, but we're close. That'll be at all 3 high schools. The McMahon Foundation, as always, has graciously supported us in that, and they have donated $1 million to the district. They'll be paying that out at $250,000 a year for 4 years. So again, a great community partner that supports the district in these types of endeavors. Then the auditorium at MAC has already started. There's demo. That's the first picture I believe that we took, but they're demoing the chairs as we speak. Lawton High School has already completed the electrical and lighting there. That's, I hate to say thanks to, but it is because of some water damage and things that we had there at that building. The HVAC, I believe there's a massive HVAC unit that's being installed now that came in, I believe, this week. So that's happening again as we speak. And then Eisenhower has stage lighting that is complete. I believe what Dr. James had done with Jack is that our electricians are the ones that have been doing the electrical, and obviously it saves us a significant amount of money, so we can then use it other ways. So district-wide, and this is not strictly bonds, so I don't want that to get missed. So the district, we use any money that we have, and we try to complete the objects or the projects that are set before us based on need. And so we'll cover a number of things here, but there's building fund money, impact aid money, we have red bud money, grants, and then, the Lawton Public School Foundation and McMahon constantly are assisting us in some way. So first here is a picture of the Albert Johnson Center, or Douglas. This has been a great addition, and we really appreciate that. It's a great place to hold PD and that sort of thing. We have a number of security upgrades. In this picture, I believe we have a couple of elementary schools, but each of them have a perf vinyl at the doors, and they also have the projectile resistant film. We've installed well in excess of 400 security cameras in the district, whether it's replacement or adding new cameras. Also, you have the fencing that's occurred across the district. I believe that all fences are complete at this time. Is that correct, Dr. James? Okay, so all fences are done. They are a great addition. They're not an eyesore. We talked about it this morning, but people like it. It is appealing to look at, and it doesn't look like a prison yard. So that's it's been very nice, and the security of them is very helpful. Well, in the double secure area, we also have access controls. So you can get in the door, but then you can't get into the school without being buzzed in, going through the office, checking IDs and that sort of thing. So we've made a lot of progress over the last 4 or 5 years, and I believe that all of the double access are complete also. Is that correct? Okay. State-of-the-art weapons detection. These are great additions. When I was in the classroom, we had to go to the door and we would check bags every morning, and you had to check every bag. I mean, the metal detectors were good, but they were not, great. And essentially, you can walk through these with a backpack, and they will sense weapons and that sort of thing. So that's been a great asset. And these were partially funded through a Department of Justice grant. And then what everybody is seeing, obviously, is our turf. And so we have turf at the 3 schools, the 3 high schools, for the baseball, softball, and football fields. No bond money was spent to complete this. You have the dugouts, the bleachers, press boxes, and then fencing. Athletic uniforms, this was certainly bond funds that provided uniforms across the district. And currently you see locker rooms are being constructed at all 3 high schools. They're under construction, and again, these are items that are not bond funded. No bond funds are being spent to complete this. The tennis courts and tracks were all resurfaced at the high schools. That was a bond fund item. Ron Stevens Stadium, that wall and some plumbing, had been an issue for quite a while, was an eyesore, and all of that has been completed. That was completed early on in the process. And then obviously we have remodeled sites and done different things, but that we have the Life Ready Center at the old Tomlinson facility. There's an ag mech shop there that is state-of-the-art. There is a plasma torch there that is just unbelievable. I don't know why in this picture we've got adults in there. I think maybe it was just the picture that we had.
That was our dedication.
Yeah, kids are in there every day. And obviously there are kids welding. There's a number of things going. This building cost us around $2 million, and we did not use bond funds, but $500,000 was donated by the McMahon Foundation. So again, we just greatly appreciate what they do for the district. Then we have the LTAPs. So it's technology applications. These are happening at all of our middle schools. Construction trades, band equipment and orchestra equipment. All of these things would be bond funds. And then sidewalks, parking lots, and street lights. So what you're seeing is just upgrades in items across the district. Classroom technology, the district is 1-to-1. One of the things as I was reading through the historical on this bond was that there was no promise of being 1-to-1. But we've been hopefully good stewards of the money, and we've been able to make that happen. So we are 1-to-1 district-wide, and we expect to be able to continue that, well, forever, but certainly as long as any of us were here. And that we would be able to, I believe, Ms. Cortez is working with her team, that we would refresh here over the next 2 years so that everything we have now would be replaced. So you have classroom technology. There are speakers. I wish I had had that when I was in the classroom, just a way that everyone could hear me. So each classroom has that technology.
Lance, there's over 900 classrooms that's got those out.
Yes, sir.
So you're selling yourself short when you talk about how we do classroom technology. That's a big deal.
Then you have makerspace and Lego leagues. Again, there are always some of these items that may have come out of bond funds. But again, our partners in our district make these things happen. If not, at least as seed money to get things going. In this case with the makerspace, I know that the Lawton Public School Foundation played a big role in that. And then again with our Lego league. So it's great for our students and for our community. The bond produced library books or provided library books at the sites. We have done upgrades at the high school libraries if you went to look at those. And then in the future, we're looking at the elementary libraries. This is roofs. This is an example of roofs. And then I realized afterwards, as I had these pictures in here, you can actually see some examples of playgrounds and sidewalks that we've also done. Learning Tree has new sidewalks around. Sidewalks, obviously, in the past they would collapse or move and there are trip hazards. And so our teams have done a lot of work to provide us safe places to walk and work. And then in this case with the new roofs, the majority of that is going to have been done with insurance money, obviously. But again, trying to be good stewards with the dollars that we have. We've purchased buses. These are the small 14-passenger buses. I would just say that Dr. James' plan with these is that you don't have to have a CDL to drive these. That helps us be able to identify drivers that it might be the most difficult position to hire for. So anyway, our current needs, I know that Mr. Heim has requested from the district teachers and staff that they start identifying items of need, things that we need to do for the next bond whenever it may come. But from my chair, the infrastructure pieces are pretty critical. We have a large number of HVAC systems that, in this case, there's 59 units that are over 35 years old. And we have done a ton of replacement of these HVAC systems. So we still need to do more. Obviously, we need more safe rooms. One of the reasons that we took so long to do Ridgecrest was because we had done a FEMA grant, and it has to sit there until it gets approved. And if you start the project before it's approved, you don't get money. So we felt like we really had no choice, just the timing. They couldn't tell us a timeline, so we moved forward. But we have applied for other sites to receive those so that if that's something that is done in a future bond, we'd be able to do those. And then the last few things are parking lots, drop-off locations, driveways, intercoms, and phone systems. So there are many more, but these are items that we cannot purchase for the most part out of our general fund monies. We would need either building fund monies or bond funds to do that. Do you have any questions? Again, just thanking the community. Obviously, the community had not only voted for these things, but we have other entities that have provided us money. I've got a few of those here, but I mean, even the banks, Arvest Bank, City National Bank, Liberty National Bank, all of these organizations are providing us with funds. I think City National Bank just donated $160,000 to the Lawton Public School Foundation for financial literacy. Okay. Just incredible partners in our district, and we thank them.
Thank you, Lance, very much. Any questions? Okay,
5G,
5G.
discussion with possible action to approve the sanctioning applications.
I make a motion, we approve.
Call the roll?
Ms. Nyworth?
Yes.
Ms. Fabregat?
Yes.
Ms. McBride? Yes. Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Superintendent announcements, weather could be coming again. As we know, we're in Oklahoma, we could get another date. Wednesday is not looking great, and some people say it's Thursday not looking great, depending on whether you're looking at. But as of now, we're normal. And then we do have a virtual professional development day on Friday, and Monday is a holiday, President's Day. So on to the consent agenda.
All righty. Anything to be removed? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call the roll?
Ms. Nyworth?
Yes.
Ms. Fabregat?
Yes.
Ms. McBride? Yes. Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Do we need an
No,
executive
ma'am.
session? No executive session. Personnel report. Any questions on that? If not, I need a motion.
That motion to approve.
Second.
Call the roll?
Ms. Nyworth?
Yes.
Ms. Fabregat?
Yes.
Ms. McBride? Yes. Mr. Rice?
Yes.
Okay. Looks like our next meeting is March the 3rd,
Yes, ma'am.
5, our new time. Don't forget. Any board meetings, dates we need to
No.
set? Announcements, I have a few. First of all, don't forget about Greece. Lawton Public School, high school students are putting on Greece April the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Yeah, really. And they are really going. I happened to hear a little bit of it, the rehearsal, and it'll be at 7:30 at our Lawton High Auditorium. Also, for Black History, we are hosting at the Albert Johnson Conference Center Thursday and Friday, the 20th and 21st. Everything starts about 5 o'clock. There's going to be a 5 to 5:45 presentation both days of Emmett, A Family Tragedy. And the young man doing this is his cousin. So it's going to be Emmett Till's cousin. That's pretty interesting. And then on Thursday, the 20th, there's an education panel that starts at 6 o'clock. And we have a returning friend. Jamie Polk is one of the presenters, so she'll be in town. But that will be for the Black administrators. And so then that will be followed at 7 by the performance of Sons of Maestro. And these are some Black violinists. And they are working with some of our orchestra students who will come and play with them. So that's going to be fun. And then on Friday, the Till thing will be again at 5. At 6, there's a Lawton Black Business panel. And so that's going to be interesting, followed again by the Maestro thing. So just come on down. We'll keep you going for 2 days.
So I want to let you know, I forgot to say this, the Greater Lawton Rotary Club from Lawton is doing the track meet. The track meet is on April the 12th for its district-wide, and it's the 100th anniversary. And it's the longest running event in Rotary International.
And it's a lot of fun. And I would like to thank, on behalf of the Lawton Philharmonic Orchestra, we were at Eisenhower High School last Friday and Saturday, Friday and Saturday. Friday, we had 2,000 Lawton Public School elementary 4th and 5th graders come at 2 performances, and we had over 300 recorder players playing with the Philharmonic, and they were so cute. It was just wonderful. And then on Saturday night, I had my regular concert with the orchestra, and it was great. And Eisenhower was great. It was a little hard with us not being at command, but they made it work for us, so thank you. Okay, we're adjourned.
Adjourned.